Have you ever wondered how to truly understand someone? Not just the way they smile at you, not just the words they speak, but the depth of their soul, the strength of their integrity, and the way they treat others when no one is watching. Psychology teaches us that the real measure of a person's character is not found in the way they talk about themselves, but in the details that quietly surround their lives. The friends they keep, the way they treat the powerless, the habits they cultivate in silence, and the decisions they make when temptation whispers in their ear. They say, if you want to know the character of a man, look at his friends. But it doesn't stop there. If you want to know his character, look at how he reacts when life doesn't go his way. Look at how he behaves when there is nothing for him to gain. Look at how he treats those who can do nothing for him. These little truths reveal more than 1,000 promises or carefully polished words ever could. Life has a way of stripping away illusions. People can say anything, and in today's world, many do. But psychology reminds us that behavior rarely lies. You may hear someone claim they are loyal, but notice how quickly they disappear when you need them most. You may hear someone claim they are kind, but watch how they treat a waiter at a restaurant or a cleaner at the office, or a stranger who cannot give them anything in return. This is where true character speaks, loudly, silently, and honestly. The hidden mirror of relationships, the friendships we build, the people we surround ourselves with, the energy we attract and accept, it all tells a story. A man may stand tall and speak eloquently about strength, discipline, and ambition, but his closest companions are careless, selfish, and destructive. What does that say about him? Psychology shows us that we become like the people we spend the most time with. Our friends reflect us, our partners mirror us, and our environment shapes us in ways we don't always notice. If a person chooses to keep liars, manipulators, and lazy minds around him, it's not just a coincidence. It is a choice that silently reveals his own values. So when you want to know someone's character, don't just listen to the story they present. Look at the supporting cast. Look at who they admire, who they defend, and who they invest their time in. Because in those choices, you'll find an unfiltered reflection of who they truly are. How a man treats the powerless. Another timeless test of character is this. Watch how someone treats those who can't give them anything in return. Does he speak with respect to the elderly? Does he treat children with patience instead of annoyance? Does he show kindness to strangers who hold no benefit to him? A true man of character understands that respect is not a currency to be traded, but a principle to be lived. Someone who only shows kindness to their boss, their wealthy friend, or someone they're trying to impress is not kind at all. They are opportunistic. Real kindness flows equally to the powerful and the powerless, the important and the invisible, the quiet choices that define us. Character isn't just revealed in public. It is forged in private. When no one is watching, when there is no applause, when no one is recording, what choices does a man make? Does he choose discipline over distraction? Does he keep his promises, even when it would be easier to break them? Does he stay true to his principles, even when compromise would benefit him more? This is where you find the deepest truth of psychology. We are not what we claim. We are what we repeatedly do. You can spend your entire life building a reputation with words, but it only takes one pattern of behavior to reveal the truth, the wolf you feed. Inside every human being lives two wolves, the wolf of anger, greed, jealousy, and selfishness, and the wolf of love, kindness, discipline, and strength. The one who wins is always the one you choose to feed. If you want to know a man's character, look at which wolf is stronger inside him. Does he let his anger control his decisions? Does he allow jealousy to poison his relationships? Or does he feed the wolf of patience, compassion, and integrity? Remember, psychology reminds us that small, repeated choices shape the wiring of our brains. Every time we act with kindness, we strengthen kindness in us. Every time we lie or betray, we strengthen deceit inside us. So if you want to understand someone, don't just listen to what they say they value. Look at which wolf they are feeding daily. Respect, boundaries, and self-control. Another sign of true character is how a man handles power. Does he use power control to manipulate, to belittle, or does he use power to uplift, to protect, and to guide? Psychology tells us that when someone lacks self-control, they will eventually become a danger to others. A man who cannot control his temper will destroy trust. A man who cannot control his desires will betray loyalty. A man who cannot control his ego will eventually hurt everyone around him. So watch carefully, not the promises, but the patterns, not the speeches, but the silences, not the declarations of love, but the quiet moments of respect. Pain, pressure, and true colors. There's another secret. Pressure reveals character. When life is easy, when the sun is shining, when everything is going well, it is easy to look like a good person. But what happens when betrayal enters, when money is lost, when tragedy strikes, when failure becomes reality? That is when the true self rises. Some collapse into bitterness, blaming everyone around them. Others grow stronger, more compassionate, and more determined. Pain has a way of stripping away pretense. If you want to know a man's character, watch him when he suffers. Watch him when the world doesn't give him what he wants. Watch him when he has nothing to gain. Why this matters for you? Now you may ask, why does all of this matter? Because the people you allow into your life will shape you in ways you may not even notice. If you surround yourself with men and women of weak character, you will eventually absorb their habits. But if you align with people of discipline, kindness, resilience, and truth, you will rise with them. Psychology shows us that we mirror the emotions, habits, and even the speech patterns of those around us. So protecting your circle is not just about friendship. It is about protecting your future.